Welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia. Welcome everybody. Today I worked with Gemar balloons. This is the end of the day. I already finished with my setup. I'm ready to tear everything down. I cannot wait to show you what I created with Gemar balloons. I cannot wait to tell you what I think about them, and I cannot wait to tell you what I think about my new frames that I bought from Etsy. Everything will be linked and listed in the description under this video, so go ahead and check it out. Don't forget about my Amazon storefront that I created just for you guys, for you to easier navigate through all the products that I buy for my videos. All right, without any further ado, let's go. Before I'll start to inflate my balloons, let me show you what I am planning to use. As you can see, I will be working with Gemar balloons. I haven't worked with Gemar balloons. This is my first time. I have two colors over here. It's lilac and lavender in four sizes, 12, 19, 5, and these guys over here are 24 or 36, can't remember. Also including some Calasan printed balloons. I thought they would look really nice with the color palette that I have here. And with Gemar, I am testing out my new frames, my trio of frames that I bought from Etsy. I don't know what to tell you about those frames. I don't know if I like them or not because they are still packed. I am unpacking with you and constructing with you as well. So if you want to know what I think about those frames and balloons, stay tuned and I'll let you know what I think about them throughout the video. Starting with lavender balloons, I am grabbing 11-inch balloons and I am inflating them at the same time into different sizes. Something like this. This one's a little bit bigger, this one's a little bit smaller. Now, the next step is absolutely optional. If you like your balloons to be on the rounder shape side, then press your balloons against the floor to round them up at the top, and they will look something like this. Now, I can crisscross my balloons and tie them together. I am tying my balloons as close as possible together because I need these necks of balloons to be as long as possible, as stretchy as possible, because I will be using them in construction of my balloon garland pieces. Now, you guys, I really like how these balloons stretch. I really like how they feel. They feel really good. I already went ahead and inflated some other pairs of balloons using a 19-inch balloon with 11-inch balloons, and I did notice that some of the balloons are not consistent in color. What do I mean by that? If I am looking at this 19-inch balloon, I can see lines. I hope camera can pick up, but I can see 4 lines. So starting from the very top and going 1, 2, 3, 4. These lines are darker than the rest of the balloon. So I don't really like that. I don't want to see inconsistent colors in my balloons. I like 4 balloons to be one solid color. It looks much nicer in my opinion. So as this 11-inch balloon, it does have like darker spots, some kind of lines. I don't know, but they feel really nice. I inflated this pair. They look better than those that I have laying on the side right now, but I still can see some lines going all around. I guess that's how these balloons were made. I'm not sure. Let me inflate one more pair of balloons and I'll show you how I cluster my clusters. To cluster my balloons, I am crisscrossing my first pair of balloons and intertwining everything nice and tight. Grabbing another pair and adding into whatever I just created by intertwining everything together. Now grabbing our 19 pair of balloons and adding that into our cluster. Again, everything nice and tight between balloons. And here I have really nice looking cluster of balloons. This is a bigger cluster of balloons. Bigger cluster of balloons is 4 pairs of balloons intertwined together. To construct base of my balloon garland, I absolutely love to use bigger clusters of balloons. Why? Because bigger clusters of balloons are big and they build the base of my balloon garland so fast. Also, bigger clusters of balloons are full and they're really luscious. So constructing a base of my balloon garland with bigger clusters of balloons gives me a lot more volume, and I don't need to spend more time later on building up the volume, building up the fullness of the balloon garland by adding a lot more extra clusters of balloons. With my bigger clusters of balloons, I also will be inflating smaller clusters of balloons. Smaller clusters of balloons are 3 pairs of balloons combined together. I also will be making quads of balloons. Quads are 2 pairs of balloons combined together. Why I need them? Because they are the greatest fillers that you can find. Sometimes bigger cluster is way too big for one specific spot, so you need something smaller like a quad or maybe a smaller cluster of balloons. They are just great for the filler, for detail building, and I am also using 5-inch balloons for smaller tiny polishing of my balloon garland. So let's inflate. I'm excited to see how they're gonna look. I also inflated this balloon and I hope camera can pick up even better, but you can see lines very well on this balloon. So I really don't like it. I am not going for a zebra kind of look for the setup, but I guess we'll see how they will oxidize outside and if I'll be able to notice these lines when they'll oxidize. We'll see. I don't know. So let's inflate. To inflate my printed balloons, I want to do something different. I want to avoid this clear section in my printed balloons. So here's what I am doing. I am grabbing a balloon, putting on a nozzle. With my hand, I am wrapping my balloon, not squishing, but wrapping lightly and starting to inflate, making sure that the inflation happens here and not at the bottom. So let's inflate. I inflate my balloon, I am shaping and giving the balloon the rounder shape. And look at this, at the bottom there's no clear section without a print. That's what I love about that. Now you can tie a knot and set it aside. Repeat that with the second balloon. You can inflate into a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger size of balloon to give more variety of sizes. Tie these 2 balloons together into a pair and intertwining them together into a quad of printed balloons. And look at this, all around the balloon has print and it looks so good. Balloons are inflated, but quickly wanted to point out that I always leave aside some of 12 or 11-inch balloons. Sometimes you use up all the balloons, but you need like that one extra cluster or quad and you don't have any extra balloons. I always leave some balloons aside just in case. Let's pack our balloons into big bags and go outside. I will pack each color in separate bags because it's going to be a little bit easier to just open a bag and grab what I need instead of going through all the balloons and looking for that color that I need at the moment. So let's pack it up. Really confused
how to attach everything together, because apparently these are the instructions and they show you which size to connect with which, but then on every pack like this I only see this, and it's, I don't know what this is. I think it's written in Chinese. I don't see no numbers, and when I unpack, frame or piece of frames look like this without any markings, which size, where does it go with which frame. So I don't know, I'm gonna pull out my measuring tape and measure everything, and I'm just wasting time right now, and I don't have a lot of time because the sun is setting really fast. Looks awful. You guys, this is a horrible quality frames. Let me refocus the focus and zoom you in. So the connections between these two are terrible. I tried to even everything out. I tightened and they look awful, every single one of them. I mean, it's just horrible quality. It looks pretty decent from the far, but look at this. No matter how I straighten this or how much I tighten the screw, it doesn't work. Also, the middle frame right here, this screw was broken, and now this can disconnect super easily. I am very, very disappointed in this set. I would not recommend purchasing this trio. I had a sketch that I drew out, and it's not gonna be nothing close to the sketch with these because they looked so different on Etsy. Let me show you. This is the set that I ordered. This is the picture that they advertise these frames. They looked so good. I had a sketch. I was ready to construct whatever I had on the sketch. Now I need to scratch all of my sketches and think of something with these, because it's there's a difference between this and this and this. I don't know. All right, you guys, let's construct something. Attached balloons to the frame. I simply pushed the balloons on the frame, took two balloons from this side and this side, and simply crisscrossed them to lock the frame between balloons, and balloons won't go anywhere. Look at these purple balloons. Do you see how inconsistent in color they are? So I'm not a big fan of this lilac color or lavender color.
I will briefly explain what's going on here, what I'm doing. First things first, I am starting with bases of my balloon garlands. I am deciding where I want to put balloons on my frames and how I want this whole setup to look. Once I was happy with my bases, I started to attach extra clusters of balloons by tying necks of balloons together. Kept on building and building, adding and playing with colors until I was happy with the final result. I will be adding printed balloons with rubber bands, and 5-inch balloons will be added with rubber bands as well. Also had to put some weights down on the legs of my frames just in case. I pushed flowers between balloons and they were holding up really, really nice.
guys, final thoughts about balloons and the trio frames that I bought from Etsy before I'll take everything down. First things first, you guys, look how pretty everything looks. I'm like loving it. This is one of my favorite setups that I've made. These frames are not worth it. Absolutely horrible, terrible. They are not worth the money that I paid. They are going places that are crooked. I've been trying to fix them multiple times. This one's like going places, and I did tie that screw really tight. Pieces, they don't come together. This screw is broken and it also can't fit together properly. So is this one. I mean, the whole trio is a mess, absolute mess. Balloons, on the other hand, I was really surprised how they performed. They are really nice, soft, thick, and stretchy. I like the colors. The only thing, you know, I don't like are these stripes, inconsistency in color. I don't like it. That's the only thing. Will I buy them again? Absolutely. Will I use them? For sure. I will link and list everything in the description under this video. These fluffy things, I bought them at Walmart. I will try to find something similar on the Amazon if you don't have Walmart or anything like that. I think I paid around like $7 per stem, and stem has 5 furry stems in them. So they're really nice. They're not your typical pampas, but they are fluffy and they fit into something like this, like a glove. Alrighty guys, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.